Ladies and gentlemen, the commencement exercises will begin in just a few minutes. Let me request that you remain seated during the academic procession. Our experience is that you will then be able to see the most important person in that procession as he or she enters. Please remain seated during the academic procession. Information about the procession, telling you where each of the groups of graduates will enter, is on page 2 of the commencement program. Let me also inform you of 5 other matters. There will be official photographers at all degree ceremonies taking a picture in color of each graduate with the chancellor or the appropriate dean. We ask that all persons, including those taking pictures, refrain from approaching the platform so that the ceremony will not be disrupted and the view of others will not be blocked. Please refrain from approaching any platform. If you are leaving this lawn and going to one of the graduate or professional ceremonies and are uncertain exactly where to go, there is a map showing the location of the ceremonies on the inside back cover of your program. There are also 2 information centers, one on the terrace at the back of the seating section and one in front of Kirkland Hall. Please note that all graduates receiving bachelor's degrees remain on alumni lawn to receive their diplomas. If you are going to the Peabody campus for ceremonies there are Metro police officers on 21st Avenue to assist your safe passage across that busy street. There is also a pedestrian bridge over 21st Avenue. There is a first aid station located at the back of Alumni Hall. Lastly, let me remind you of the necessity for keeping the aisles clear. Please assist the graduates by standing away from the routes of the procession and cooperate with faculty marshals if they ask for an area to be cleared. Please keep the aisles clear and avoid standing in front of the seats of the other guests.
Vanderbilt is an amazing place that brings people together from all over the country or even all over the world, and gives everyone a different perspective and opens our eyes to what we haven't seen before.
Vanderbilt is family.
Vanderbilt is a place where diverse people can come together and build a community and grow and change and learn from each other and then go out and impact the world in positive ways.
Vanderbilt is a big part of my life and always will be.
Vanderbilt got me ready and equipped me with a lot of different type of tools that I think I'll need in the next stage of my life.
When I walk across the stage, I'll probably just be like, yes.
But at the same time, I'm going to be kind of sad that I'm leaving such a beautiful place like this. When I walk across the stage to get my diploma, I'm going to be nervous that I might fall.
I think my thoughts will be, gosh, I really love this place. I'm going to miss it. It's time to move on.
A year ago at this time, I was looking ahead and dreading it, but now I can't wait for the next stage of our lives.
I'll probably be thinking about the opportunities that Vanderbilt has given me to do whatever it is I end up choosing to do with my life.
I think that Vanderbilt has prepared all of us to go out into the world and care for people and be successful, and I'm so excited to see the possibilities of everyone in my class.
I think Vanderbilt instills in us a desire to change the world and to be used wherever we are, either here or globally, to change lives and to love people well, so I think we'll walk away with that.
Please pray with me. O Holy One, sacred source of all that is good and beautiful and excellent, we ask your presence with us as we affirm the lives and the achievements of those whom we have gathered here to honor. Help us to remember with humility the many gifts we have been given and the heavy obligations that our privilege demands of us. As we praise works that have been so impressively completed, help us to remember those whose very lives depend on the quality of our labor, the generosity of our spirits, and the preservation of our common world. As we sit together in peace and bounty, let us remember those for whom peace and bounty are only a hope or a wish. Be with these graduates, these precious children, our brothers and sisters, our partners and family members and friends, as they move through these most promising and daunting days of transition. May their journey into the next calling of their lives be blessed with wonder and creativity and the security that only deep connections to others and to the earth itself can offer. Help them to focus radically on those truths they hold most dearly, to enact those truths in their work and in their lives. And may we all be given the gift of gratitude as we go from this place. Be with us now as we celebrate. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2008, families and friends, today is a glorious day in the life of our university. Today we celebrate the fulfillment of Vanderbilt's mission, embodied in the achievements of these graduates. This morning's commencement exercises complete the 133rd year of classes at Vanderbilt, the 134th since the founding of our university. Commencement is the one moment of an academic year during which our entire community, our students and their families, our faculty, our staff, our supporters, generations of our alumni, and our friends come together to celebrate the accomplishment of its destiny. The conferral of these degrees, graduate, professional, and undergraduate, symbolizes the fulfillment of Vanderbilt's primary mission, which is the education of students. This day manifests the whole meaning of our life as an institution. Vanderbilt is overseen with great attention and love by our Board of Trust, by Mrs. Martha Ingram, who is board chairman, and the other members of the board who are present with us this morning. This day brings us the rare occasion to thank them for their stewardship, their love, their commitment to Vanderbilt University. I will ask them to stand as I read their names. Please join me in applause when all names have been read. Would our trustees stand to be recognized? Martha Ingram, Joanne Hayes, Jimmy Webb, Ridley Wales, Cecil Conley, and Doug Shorenstein. Will you join me now in saluting them? I would also like to acknowledge and honor our 50th reunion class members who are with us today. Their presence testifies to the great history of this university and the way our past supports our future. Would you please join me in recognizing them? Now this morning, the graduates of the year 2008 will join them, the class of 1958, as our most newly minted alumni. Now Vanderbilt is ever more vibrant, multifaceted for the outlooks our graduates have brought with them from so many different points of origin, from 49 states, 59 countries, the Cayman Islands, Ecuador, Iceland, Israel, India, from Kazakhstan, Kenya, Korea, from Taiwan, Thailand, and Turkey, and 48 more. A litany of perspectives from which Vanderbilt continues to evolve and develop. We would not be able to mark our graduates' myriad accomplishments today were it not, however, for the commitment of Vanderbilt's outstanding faculty. Their teaching, mentorship have brought our students to this moment, so they also deserve honor at the close of this academic year. Members of the faculty, would you please stand so that we may properly recognize you? Now, the traditional course of Vanderbilt's commencement ceremony begins with a celebration of our Emeriti faculty and a recognition of their deep, long-standing commitments to the university. Retiring members of Vanderbilt's faculty are recognized with the title of Emerita or Emeritus by the Board of Trust. Associate Provost for Faculty Tim McNamara and Vice Chancellor for Health Affairs Harry Jacobson will now present their faculty.
Honor of presenting the Professors Emeriti from the College of Arts and Science, the Blair School of Music, the School of Engineering, the School of Law, and the Peabody College of Education and Human Development. I will ask them to rise and remain standing when I call their names. I'm happy to present R. Wilburn Klaus, Robert Covington, Matthew Gould, Thomas Harris, Paul King, Michael Plummer, Carl Schnelly Jr., Richard Chiavi, Bobby Taylor, and Patricia Ward.
I am pleased to recognize the Professors Emeriti.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the Professors Emeriti from the School of Medicine. I will ask them to rise and remain standing while I call their names. I'm happy to present Dr. Gerald Gotterer, Dr. Frederick Kirschner, and Dr. W. Anderson Spicker, Jr. Unable to be with us today, Dr. Darrell Granner and Dr. Gary Olson.
I wish to thank all of Vanderbilt's Emeriti for their incredible contributions to this great university. At this general ceremony, Founders Medals will be awarded and all degrees will be conferred, after which time the recipients of the graduate and graduate professional degrees will remove with their families and faculties and friends to receive diplomas in their separate ceremonies. All undergraduates receiving degrees from the College of Arts and Science, the Blair School of Music, the School of Engineering, and Peabody College will receive their diplomas from this platform. And now we have arrived at that moment. You have all worked toward the conferral of your academic degrees. The charges I will read are a legacy that comes to us from the time of Chancellor Alexander Hurd. They are imparted to every graduate of Vanderbilt University. In receiving them, you are joined to a lineage that precedes you, that will endure after you, and which flourishes because of you. First, Dean Richard McCarty will present the candidates for the degrees offered by the College of Arts and Science.
Will the candidates from the College of Arts and Science please stand?
I salute you for your academic achievements and distinctions, and in the name of a civil and educated society, welcome you to all of the obligations and privileges of educated women and men. Please be seated. Dean Mark Waite will present candidates for the degree of the Blair School of Music.
Mr. Chancellor, will the candidates from the Blair School of Music please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students who have fulfilled the requirements established by the faculty of the Blair School of Music for the degrees of Bachelor of Music and are recommended by the faculty for that degree.
I salute you for the academic distinction you have learned in your study of the art of music, and I commend the use of your skills and knowledge to the exaltation of the human spirit and the preservation of human culture. Please be seated. Dean Kenneth Galloway will present candidates for the degrees of the School of Engineering.
Will the candidates from the School of Engineering please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students who have fulfilled the requirements established by the faculty of the School of Engineering for the degrees of Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Science, and Master of Engineering, and are recommended by the faculty for those degrees.
I congratulate you on the academic and professional foundations you have built for yourselves and commend the use of your exceptional training in the building of a better world for all people. Please be seated. Dean Camilla Bembo will present candidates for the degrees of Peabody College.
Will the candidates from Peabody College of Education and Human Development please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students who have fulfilled the requirements established by the faculty of the Peabody College for the degrees of Bachelor of Science, Master of Education, Master of Public Policy, and Doctor of Education, and are recommended by the faculty for that degree.
I salute you for your academic achievements and distinction and commend the use of your training, your art, and your skill to the continued creation and sustenance of an enlightened and literate society. Please be seated. Dean Colleen Conway Welch will now present candidates for the degree of the School of Nursing.
Will the candidates from the School of Nursing please stand? Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students who have fulfilled the requirements established by the faculty of the School of Nursing for the degree of Master of Science in Nursing and are recommended enthusiastically by the faculty for that degree.
I congratulate you on the academic and professional distinction you have earned and commend you on the use of your arts and your sciences to the healing care of humankind. Please be seated. I now call upon Dean Jim Bradford to present candidates for the degree of the Owen Graduate School of Management.
Will the candidates for from the Owen Graduate School of Management please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students who have fulfilled the requirements established by the faculty of the Owen Graduate School of Management for the degrees of Master of Business Administration, Masters of Finance, and Masters of Accountancy, and are recommended by the faculty for those degrees.
I congratulate you on the skills and distinction you have attained and commend the application of your advanced knowledge to the better management of all of society's institutions. Please be seated. Now, Dean James Hudnut Boimler will present candidates for the degrees of the Divinity School.
Will the candidates from the Divinity School please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students who have fulfilled the requirements established by the faculty of the Divinity School for the degrees of Master of Divinity and Master of Theological Studies and are recommended by the faculty for those degrees.
I congratulate you on the educational distinction you have earned and commend to each of you a life of learned ministry and teaching to the spiritual welfare of humanity. Please be seated. I now call upon Dean Ed Rubin to present candidates for the degree of the School of Law.
Will the candidates from the law school please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students who have fulfilled the requirements established by the faculty of the law school for the degrees Masters of Law and Doctor of Jurisprudence and are recommended by the faculty for those degrees.
I congratulate you on your command of the ways justice is attained and commend your exceptional training to the advancement of a just social order. Please be seated. Dean Stephen Gabby will now present candidates for the degrees of the School of Medicine.
Will the candidates from the School of Medicine please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students who have fulfilled the requirements established by the faculty of the School of Medicine for the degrees of Master of Science in Medical Physics, Master of Public Health, Master of Science in Clinical Investigation, Master of Science in Laboratory Investigation, Master in Education of the Deaf, Master of Science in Speech-Language Pathology, Doctor of Audiology, and Doctor of Medicine, and are recommended by the faculty for that degree.
I didn't know medical school was that much fun. I congratulate you on your distinguished attainment to the role of physician and commend you to lives of healing in service to the welfare of humankind. Please be seated. Finally, Associate Provost Dennis Hall will present candidates for all the degrees of the graduate school.
Will the degree candidates from the graduate school please stand? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting these students who have fulfilled the requirements established by the faculty of the graduate school for the degrees of Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Science, Master of Liberal Arts and Science, and Doctor of Philosophy, and are recommended by the faculty for those degrees.
I congratulate each of you on the advanced academic standing you have earned and commend you to the advancement of an educated society. I welcome you into the ancient and universal company of scholars. Please be seated. Now, will the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy please stand again for particular notice? And will the deans on this platform who have candidates receiving this degree also stand to honor these recipients? The Philosophiae Doctor is the highest degree a university can bestow. Candidates, would you please turn to the audience to receive their appreciation and Vanderbilt's for your highest accomplishment. Please be seated. Now, I invite all who have been presented for degrees now to rise to have their degrees conferred. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trust of Vanderbilt University and by the vote of the faculties, I confer upon each of you the degrees for which you have qualified and extend to you the best wishes of alma mater now and for all the days of your lives. Ladies and gentlemen, will you join me in recognizing these remarkable graduates? Graduates, please be seated. Since 1877, a gold medal has been awarded to the student graduating with first honors from each of Vanderbilt's schools. These gold medals are called Founders Medals because in their first year, the awards were endowed by a specific contribution from Cornelius Vanderbilt. The dean of each school will assist me in bestowing the medal on the honoree from that school. Will the Founders Medalist for the year 2008 please approach the stage? Paul Gaudier, an Assyriologist and mathematician who graduates today in the College of Arts and Science with a dual degree in classics and mathematics, is this year's Founders Medalist for the College of Arts and Science. Paul has done serious work in both his disciplines. Last summer, attending a research experience for undergraduates at Kansas State, where he did research on matrix norms, focusing on von Neumann's inequality, work that he then evolved and broadened to include in his math honors thesis. Paul's honors thesis in classics is praised by his professors for its original treatment of the continuity of Babylonian traditions in the Hellenistic world after the conquests of Alexander the Great. Paul has received an award for outstanding accomplishment in classical studies from the Classical Association of the Middle West and South, at whose annual conference this year he presented his papers on the Christian Fathers' reading of Heraclitus. To present at this conference is a rare achievement indeed for an undergraduate. Paul's professors praise his quality of mind as being that of a mathematician, a linguist, and philosopher. Paul is such an impressive scholar that he has had to choose between excellent PhD programs in both mathematics and Near Eastern studies. These, of course, are problems that we'd all like to have. So after much deliberation, which we'd expect from Paul, and after he spends his summer doing math research in the south of France, Paul will join the University of Chicago's Department of Near Eastern Languages and Civilizations, where he will pursue his PhD in cuneiform studies. He will have a brilliant and important academic career, and we wish him the best, since he has brought nothing but the best to us. Congratulations, Paul. The Blair School of Music is proud to award its 2008 Founders Medal to Robert Tiedemann for his exceptional scholarship, musicianship, and citizenship. This Founders Medal becomes part of a great accumulation of recognitions by Bobby. He has received so many awards from Vanderbilt and Blair. The Theodore Presser Award, the highest honor the Blair School gives to a junior for musical and academic excellence, the Conferral LeJoy Jazz Award, and the Richard C. Cooper Award for outstanding contributions to the student experience at Vanderbilt. Bobby has contributed his talents generously at Vanderbilt, to the Vanderbilt Spirit of Gold Marching Band and Basketball Band, to the Phi Mu Alpha Sinfonia, to Vanderbilt's Wind Ensemble, Opera Orchestra, and Brass Quintet, and to the Blair Big Band. He has both performed and conducted for Vanderbilt Off-Broadway. Last year, he toured northern China with Vanderbilt's orchestra. Sharing music is a service to humanity, and one that Bobby enacts willingly, not only as a performer and student within the Blair community, but on a larger scale as well. He has organized and led 8 music missions, one of which with 60 members, to local nursing homes and hospitals. With the Blair Bonds Trombone Ensemble, Bobby has played for patients and parents at the Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. Bobby is a musical arts and teacher education major. He will return to Vanderbilt this fall in order to complete his Master of Education degree at Peabody. We know that Bobby will continue to contribute generously to his community as a teacher and as a musician. Congratulations, Bobby. Chris Belande, who graduates with a triple major in computer science, mathematics, and Spanish, receives the School of Engineering's Founders Medal for 2008. Chris's career at Vanderbilt has been engaged and active, not only within our community, but in our city and in our world. In the past 4 years, Chris has served as the president of the Vanderbilt Math Club and helped organize the first ever Vanderbilt High School Mathematics Competition. He has worked as a teaching assistant in the math department and participated twice in the transformative experience that is Alternative Spring Break. In 2006, Chris spent 6 weeks in Spain studying at the University of Salamanca and has volunteered as a language mentor to Hispanic immigrants new to Nashville. Chris's academic distinctions are numerous. He's an Academic Achievement Honor Scholar, a member of Phi Beta Kappa, and recognized by both Spanish and engineering honor societies. Chris began his graduate study while still an undergraduate at Vanderbilt. He is currently enrolled in Vanderbilt's master's program in computer science, which he will complete in December. He will then begin his career as a software engineer at Blackbaud Inc. in Charleston, South Carolina. We wish him the very best fortune in the completion of his studies and skills and creativity in his future. Congratulations, Chris. Peabody College Founders Medal was awarded to Andrew Hafner, who graduates today with a dual degree in Human Organization and Development and Economics. Following his innate affinity for helping children, Andrew began his career at Peabody with the intention of becoming a teacher. But his mentors, Robert Croson, Professor of Leadership Policy and Organizations, and Associate Professor of HOD, Bob Innes, urged Andrew to consider becoming an attorney, to learn to use the law to improve the lives of children on a fundamental and essential level. Andrew is deeply dedicated to supporting young people and helping them to flourish. He has been an active participant in Vanderbuddies, devoting time every week to tutoring elementary students in Nashville. This fall, Andrew will attend Harvard Law School to begin his training for a career in child advocacy law. The very definition of advocate is to speak for another who lacks the resources or the power to speak for herself. Andrew will be a powerful advocate and ally to all the children who are given to his responsibility. We are proud to present to him Peabody's highest academic award for a student. Congratulations, Andrew. Jane Zielinski Carter of Rockford, Illinois, receives the Founders Medal of the Vanderbilt School of Nursing. Jane has been a practicing nurse since the 1980s, but she enrolled in Vanderbilt's health systems management program when she witnessed nurses being underrepresented in the governance model of her local community hospital. She came to Vanderbilt in order to be a more effective proponent for nursing at an organizational level, as well as an outstanding advanced practitioner on the ground. As a full-time working nurse, a single mother in Rockford, Jane accomplished her MSN in Health Systems Management mostly online, finding the program an opportunity to form networks with other professionals across the country while developing her skills in leadership and analysis. She found learning management through a new electronic methodology liberated her to evolve her practice as an organizer as well as a clinician. Patient outcome at Jane's home hospital have already improved dramatically through her expertise. The St. Anthony Medical Center in Rockford is already implementing Jane's graduate school project on alcohol withdrawal. The great improvement seen in the care of patients with alcoholism has inspired the creation of training programs for hospital staff who care for other special patient population. Jane works from an implicit understanding to be a true advocate for nurses is also to be a true advocate for patients. We know that she will continue to represent both powerfully in the future. Congratulations, Jane. Philip Reuter, who graduates today with a Master's of Business Administration, concentrated in finance and accounting, receives the 2008 Founders Medal of the Owen Graduate School of Management. Phil has been on a journey toward these highest honors for a long time. Ever since the age of 12, when he was captivated by his father's explanation of how financial markets work. At Georgia Tech, where Phil earned his undergraduate degree in industrial and systems engineering, Phil also collected a certificate in finance. His interest in both engineering and finance carried him to a position at Power Plan Consultants, a leading developer in asset accounting software for large utilities. From there, Phil's irresistible affinity for finance brought him to Owen, where he has served his colleagues in the Owen community as vice chair of the Owen Honor Council and distinguished himself as sector head of the investment banking area for the Finance Club, as a member of the Tennessee Valley Authority Investment Challenge, and as the recipient of Owen's Matt Wigington Award for Outstanding Academic Achievement in Finance. Phil has taken on a full-time position in leverage finance at Bank of America Securities in Charlotte, North Carolina. He simply is a crack finance expert, the best at what he is endeavoring to do. And we wish him the best of a very prosperous future. Congratulations, Phil. Okay. Julie Delane Height today takes her place as the 89th recipient of Vanderbilt's Divinity School's Founders Medal. Julie came to the Master of Theological Studies program as an already accomplished music journalist, songwriter, vocalist, guitarist, and drummer with a critically acclaimed CD already to her credit. Julie brought her affinity for music to her theological studies at Vanderbilt. As a graduate research fellow at the university's Center for the Study of Religion and Culture, she participated in an interdisciplinary initiative exploring the ways religious and spiritual experiences affect how music is heard, performed, and interpreted in the American South. Julie also contributed her research on the relationship between religious practices and local and regional religious identities to the university's conference, God in Music City, which asked the question, is music a religion in Nashville? I suspect the answer was a resounding yes. Julie graduates today with a Carpenter Program certificate for her interdisciplinary research in religion, gender, and sexuality, and with the distinction of being the first student in the Divinity School's history to be awarded a book contract from a major university press before receiving her degree. You can look for Trying Hard to Be a Happy Woman, Spiritual Concerns of an American Woman out of Baylor University Press in 2010. What an auspicious day this is for her and for all of us. Congratulations, Julie. Leah Jo Brasek, who could not be with us today, I understand, is the Founders Medalist of the Vanderbilt Law School. I guess she worked so hard, Ed, she couldn't even get away. Let me tell you a little bit about this remarkable attorney-to-be. Between her undergraduate career in Bowdoin College and her matriculation in our law school, Leah worked as a litigation paralegal for the Justice Department's Antitrust Division. Here at Vanderbilt, her interest in litigation and dispute resolution has been reflected by her extraordinary achievement in that field and recognized with a Cecil D. Brandstetter Litigation and Dispute Resolution Program Award. Leah has received both the Archie B. Martin Memorial Prize, awarded to the highest grade point average in her first year, and the Robert F. Jackson Memorial Prize for the highest scholastic average in the entire law school over 2 years. After graduating today, Leah will clerk for the Honorable Thomas Grisa in the District Court for the Southern District of New York in New York City. In 2009, she will move to clerk for the Honorable Neil Gorsuch, the United States Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit in Denver, Colorado. Leah is going to be an extraordinary attorney and litigator with her talents and skills of benefit to many. We wish her the brightest future, and we give her our congratulations. Indira Landrigan is the Founders Medalist for the Vanderbilt School of Medicine. India spent the years between undergraduate and medical schools in some fascinating places, working on a tall ship, taking night classes to become an emergency medical technician, as a full-time hazmat team member and EMT with the Charleston County EMS in South Carolina, and as a bioterrorism analyst in the Office of the Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services. She was a member of the smallpox task force with top secret security clearance. I guess you may not longer have that since I mentioned, I'm sorry. So with such a background, I suppose India could not have resisted making her time at Vanderbilt University School of Medicine very interesting as well. She created and taught a pilot first response curriculum in first aid and CPR to students in the classes of 2009 and 2010. She served as vice president of the local chapter of the American Medical Women's Association, organizing the upcoming publication of the booklet, 10 Reflections on a Medical Path, a collection of the experiences of women faculty and medical residents at Vanderbilt. She chaired and organized important lectures for the Wellness Mind-Body Committee and student-led the Cultural Competency Retreat, which focused on religious, cultural, and personal issues affecting interactions with patients in clinical scenarios. India volunteered with the Remedy Program, which collects and sends unused medical supplies to developing nations, and regularly contributed her skills as a medical technician and EMT for the Shade Tree Family Clinic. India's energy and encompassing worldview have been a significant and positive influence on the medical center community. Her academic achievements have been recognized with the Merck Manual Award and with induction in her junior year to the Alpha Omega Alpha Medical Honor Society. She will become a resident in pediatrics at the New York Presbyterian Hospital Weill Cornell Medical Center, where her partner and fellow graduate, Ryan Bailey, will also be in resident. We wish them both the very best, and congratulations, India. Ladies and gentlemen, the men and women who graduate today would never have reached this stage without the support, love, and good faith of their parents, grandparents, of their friends and families. None of us can ever get to where we are without those behind us who love us. So I would like to thank those who have entrusted us with their extraordinary young people. Graduates, would you please join me in applause for all those who bore you up to this glorious day. Now, this is a day of great celebration, hope, and happiness. The sun has indeed come out to shine on us. And as I look out on this commencement assembly, I breathe in the air of great expectations for our graduates. I soak up the warmth of the sunlight, the families and friends of all of you who have supported, nourished, and loved these graduates on the path of their journey through Vanderbilt. Sitting among you are your professors, and I know that I speak for them when I tell you of our confidence in you, in our graduates, and in the noble and important things we know you will do. I know I speak for them when I tell you that our mission at Vanderbilt is to discover, teach, and heal, and it is affirmed by this gathering and by knowing unequivocally that you, like your predecessors, will go out and change our world. Now you leave us with an expanded intellectual range and depth, with refined analytical abilities, and carrying a creative spark that will ignite your work in scientific, literary, artistic, academic, and technological fields, and transform every professional field serving humanity. Looking out on you, sitting beside you here today, we feel renewed hope and belief that these talents were developed, nurtured, and made richer and more diverse by your time in our laboratories, classrooms, clinics, libraries, our Nashville communities, study overseas, but most importantly, on these 330 acres of sacred ground we love as Vanderbilt. This timeless place with a timeless mission. This commencement season, all across the country, speakers are exhorting graduates like you to go out and do great things, to be leaders, to make your mark in the world. Go be a president, become senators, ambassadors, CEOs, Nobel Prize winners. Invent that next big thing. All of these ambitions are exciting, they are worthy, and they are certainly attainable by you. They will bring you, and of course our great university, much distinction and pride. Your many achievements show that you do strive to excel. You work tirelessly to reach your goals, and you deploy your so many gifts, and you seek good ends in a devoted and energetic life. I cannot stand here, privileged to serve and speak as your chancellor, and diminish to you the significance of the symbols of career progress that will come your way, the titles associated with the success you will earn, and the markers of professional advancement you will enjoy. Mine, of course, is my own parking space on our campus. Yet I cannot neglect this opportunity to say to you that your life's fulfillment counts for so much more. It is impossible for me and for you to take our eyes off of this immediate setting, the material, the afternoon, the tomorrow, and what lies ahead in 2008. Like me, you may be learning how to do a new job. Possibly you'll be looking for a new job, or you're headed to more school. Perhaps you want to travel, you want to climb a mountain, or you want to get involved in a political campaign. I worry not that you will fail to find your path, for I've seen the paths worn by so many before you. Yes, philosophy majors, you will end up running hedge funds. Economics majors, you will become artists. Classics majors, you may become investment bankers. And yes, history majors, you could become a university chancellor. It is all so rational and wonderful how it will all work out. I know that you will find your path. And we will celebrate that journey in many reunions ahead. You will return and share with each other, and I hope with me, the path you took, unexpected perhaps, but deeply fulfilling. As a parent of two sons, 18 and 21, I approach with great trepidation, despite my imposing outfit and these grand surroundings, also a sense of modesty, the heart of my message to you as we gather here today. I treasure this opportunity to speak to you, and I find that what moves me to speak is not so much my role and responsibility as your chancellor, nor even my instinct as a professor, but the same kind of parental love I feel for my own sons, the kind your parents and family members are feeling toward you, and what your professors feel as well. This upwelling of feeling is ultimately a deep sense of gratitude for our time together and for our shared experiences at Vanderbilt. And inspires me to want to speak to you in the end about the life ahead and your happiness. Now, during your time at Vanderbilt, we have all worked in so many ways to develop in you an awareness of and respect for the importance of evidence, airtight experimental methodologies, rigorous and careful analysis, and the other wonderful gifts of the Enlightenment. You have seen your papers and essays return to you looking, at times, like they were covered by a mad red graffiti artist. All to good ends, that is without dispute. Yet in all that world of the rational, the predictable, in the rigor you exhibit, and that Vanderbilt values so much in our mission and your education, in your life ahead, unanswered questions abound and paradoxes will remain. In virtually every area of study on your campus, economics, law, psychology, biology, ethics, philosophy, business, medicine, you've been confronted with paradoxes of human behavior. You've probably also been confronted with some paradoxes in your residence halls, laboratories, parking lots, dining halls. They pervade all that we do. These paradoxes test the limits of our assumptions about how we decide, how we act, and how we choose in every aspect of our lives. Your ability to recognize and understand them may well define your future contentment in the world, and mine as well. Now, I've become intrigued lately by several socioeconomic studies that discuss the relationship between happiness and material success, between happiness and income. Now, this is an area that prompts much inquiry and debate. In 1974, a psychologist at the University of Pennsylvania, Richard Easterlin, published a study purporting to demonstrate that economic growth doesn't necessarily lead to greater satisfaction with life. His theory, appropriately now known as the Easterlin paradox, became a classic of social science, refuting the link between wealth and happiness and offering, for my generation, validation to hippies everywhere. To take up the charge years later, a brilliant Princeton professor and Nobel Prize winner in economics, Dan Kahneman, invented a field called hedonic psychology to study specifically what makes occurrences in life pleasant or unpleasant. Now, after much experimentation, he concluded that the Easterlin paradox was accurate and that there is not a secure link between wealth and happiness. Jonathan Haidt, a professor of psychology at the University of Virginia, offers a thoughtful and expansive discussion of the theories of Easterlin, Kahneman, and many others in his wonderful book, The Happiness Hypothesis. Embracing Kahneman, Professor Haidt argues for a life not filled with wealth, objects, or even solitary reflection, but urges humanity, all of us, to embrace cooperation, reciprocity, and deep, deep friendships. Now, of course, academics are never content. We might say they're not happy with this or any other resolution. And it shouldn't surprise us that Easterlin, Kahneman, and Haidt have all been answered. Just this past month, the Easterlin paradox came under critique by two brilliant young economists from the Wharton School, Betsy Stevenson and Justin Wolfers, who have published a study arguing that, in fact, wealth and happiness do go together. Daniel Gilbert, a social psychologist at Harvard, recently said in an interview published by the New York Times that both happiness or unhappiness are less dependent on external circumstances than we would ordinarily assume. His wonderful book, Stumbling on Happiness, a bestseller, is a warning: don't search too hard for happiness. Now, to really put a cloud over things, the Wake Forest scholar Eric Wilson argues that cultural advances in society depend on melancholia. His recent book is appropriately called Against Happiness. I've decided he will not be invited to my birthday party. So a scholarly debate on happiness is, if not raging, certainly bubbling. And we are left to ponder, sitting here today, reflecting on life. What is it? How do you know when you're happy? What does happiness even mean? Is it dependent on culture, on gross domestic product, on wages? Is it absolute, or is it relative to the happiness of others? What factors make you or me more likely to be happy? And what if people in one country are enjoying their lives more than I am? Should I move? That's rational, isn't it? Now, the Easterland paradox, confirmed by Kahneman, embraced by Haidt, is not alone in its claim to offer a broader and more robust definition of happiness, one that gives us guidance for how we lead our professional and personal lives. Many of you have learned of the ultimatum game, where one person is given a sum of money, but they can keep it only if she negotiates a split of the money with a partner. Now, there's one catch. Only one offer can be made. And if the partner rejects it, both people walk away with zero. Now, rational economic actors, people who want to maximize their gain, they may offer the partner a small amount. Say, if the total is $1,000 to split, and they're feeling really generous, they make a very generous offer to the partner of $100. She reasons, how can the partner refuse? She says yes, he gets $100 richer. If he says no, he gets nothing. Interestingly, in test after test of the ultimatum game, partners reject low offers, even though they end up empty-handed as a consequence. How can people turn away money and be content with nothing? The answer is interesting, powerful, and I think in some ways obvious. Offers of such meager shares, they're perceived, they're unfair. The partner seeks to punish the person making the offer, saying, I'd rather have nothing because you're greedy. Now, both partners gain when a sense of fairness governs their exchange. The lesson of the ultimatum game is that, perhaps contrary to rational expectations, it pays to be fair. Now, many noble and wise thinkers have also described happiness, life's fulfillment, and even work, your work ahead, as a quest that is individualistic, distant, and solitary. Whether it's Adam Smith's self-interest or the Stoic philosophers of ancient Greece who embrace apatheia as life's goal. The attraction of withdrawal is strong and argued persuasively by these great thinkers, far more thoughtful than I. We all know, and we have felt that urge to withdraw and to claim the virtue and contentment of a solitary life, one that is considered creative or contemplative. When we do so, however, we must always remember the good teaching of Aristotle, who tells us that to be human is to seek happiness, eudaimonia in Greek. And central to this happiness, this good life, is the idea of friendship, what Aristotle calls philia. He writes, for without friends, no one would choose to live, though he had all other goods. So today, as we prepare to say goodbye, I want to encourage you to think about that Easterland paradox in your life ahead. Maybe there's not such a secure link between wealth and happiness. To ponder the results of the ultimatum game, which prove pays to be fair, and to compare the life and lure of the solitary life to the reality of this happy gathering we now experience, where parents and children, elders and youngsters, teachers and students, friends, roommates, lab partners, and teammates are all gathered to celebrate in partnership our shared future. I want to urge you to hold fast and tight to your experiences of empathy, of joy and work that is shared a shared passion, and a fairness, cooperation as the life experiences that will lead to true happiness and ultimate fulfillment. You have lived these experiences at Vanderbilt in everyday life, in and out of the classroom. They are the sources of the fulfillment, happiness, and the nostalgia you feel right now. Well, you will leave here with much, that I know. I saw the vans, the trailers, the automobiles lined up to move you out on the next step of your journey. When you load them all up with books, computers, your files of old papers, your ongoing research, when you tuck in the mementos of concerts and plays and performances, when you at the last minute add to your iPhones the addresses of the people you know will be your friends forever, and then you slide your diploma into that last open inch of space, please take with you all this abiding lesson from your time at Vanderbilt. That the effort you make to put yourself in another person's shoes, the time you find to share your discoveries and passions with others, and the willing heart you bring to understanding the paradoxes you will always confront is the stuff of happiness. Lead lives filled with joy. Start that immediately. I know you will do well. I know you will accomplish good for others. And in the most literal sense of the word, I wish you farewell.
The recipients of bachelor degrees, please remain seated. Your diploma awarding ceremony will begin here shortly. Candidates for master's and doctoral degrees, their faculties and their guests will now recess to the separate diploma awarding ceremonies. There's a map with suggested walking paths to each of these locations on the inside back cover of the commencement program. Faculty marshals are everywhere to assist as the degree recipients and their faculties recess from these seating sections. Thanks.
Please be seated. We have many exciting things ahead of us. Ladies and gentlemen, now we ritualize that which you have already accomplished by presenting you with something you can have in your hands. Now is the time for the awarding of the diplomas. Graduates of the College of Arts and Science, please come forward and receive your diplomas. Dean Richard McCarty will present these graduates.
We'll begin with the Bachelor of Arts, May 2008. Jess William Achenbach, magna cum laude. Ashley Takara Adams, cum laude. James Russell Matthew Addison. Samuel Hunter Adkison. Nicholas Alexander Aguilar. James Connor Alexander, magna cum laude. Lauren Ann Allegra, magna cum laude. Alessandro Antonio Elegranzi, summa cum laude. Sarah Jane Allen, magna cum laude. Sarah Lynn Alvarez. Stuart James Anderson. Julianne Nicole Annunziata, magna cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Apple. Anne Elizabeth Ardington, summa cum laude. Lindsay Elizabeth Armstrong, cum laude. Elizabeth Ruth Arnold, cum laude. Thomas Barkley Olette, magna cum laude. Sarah Grace Auten, magna cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Backus. Lauren Sybil Baer, cum laude. Claire Marie Baker, summa cum laude. Tate William Baker. Whitney Jacqueline Baker, magna cum laude. William M. Banks. Swati Bonsol, summa cum laude. Alyssa Marie Barbieri, cum laude. Meredith Lee Barber, magna cum laude. Andrew Jacob Barreto. Brittany Judge Barron, cum laude. Erin Michelle Bazar, magna cum laude. Ashley Dion Beamer, cum laude. Andrew John Beal, summa cum laude. Andrew James Bellum, summa cum laude. Kasia Aurora Beltran, cum laude. Jennifer Diane Bennett, cum laude. Patrick George Bennett, magna cum laude. Tarika Bertrand. Kara Ann Bellotta, magna cum laude. Wendelin Phones Blue. Philip Lewis Bodie. Peter Thomas Bowen Jr., cum laude. Vera Elizabeth Bowman Barger, summa cum laude. Whitney Olivia Booth. Ari Daniel Berensky, magna cum laude. Jefferson Daniel Bowen, cum laude. Evan Michael Breckner. Amy Nell Bridgman, summa cum laude. Caitlin Erica Britton, magna cum laude. Thomas Joseph Broderick IV, magna cum laude. Sarah Ashley Bromley, summa cum laude. Andre Ronaldo Brown. Meredith Larkin Brown, cum laude. Will Chapman Brown, summa cum laude. Tarshina John A. Bryant. Harolda Gail Bryson. Bodelio Bueno. Laura Ann Bunton, magna cum laude. Hillary Beth Burns LaRich, cum laude. Sierra Elaine Burton. Emily Chappell Butler, cum laude. Timothy Sun Bian, magna cum laude. Matthew Michael Byrne. Justin Dickens Cahill. Conry Lee Callahan, cum laude. Aaron Brooks Sullivan Callahan, cum laude. Benjamin DeLong Cameron, cum laude. Robert Francis Kennedy Campbell, cum laude. Edward Jonathan Cantor, cum laude. Juliana Teresa Capetillo, cum laude. Nicholas Gabrielle Carcatera. William George Carson III, summa cum laude. Amy Elizabeth Casey, magna cum laude. Meredith Collins Casey, summa cum laude. Peter Alexander Castillo, cum laude. Coretta Lorraine Catlin, cum laude. Marissa Elizabeth Katoy. Najib Tarfik Shami. Jennifer Nicole Chang, magna cum laude. Daniel Harris Chevenson, cum laude. Mary Bridget Chesson, summa cum laude. Caroline Hu Chung, cum laude. Winnie Chung, cum laude. Terrence Alexander Christian, cum laude. Lindsay Smith Church. Frank Vincent Chopatini, magna cum laude. Benjamin Kincaid Clark, magna cum laude. Jack Robert Clements, cum laude. Marion Lee Cadu, summa cum laude. Brandon Adam Cohen, magna cum laude. Cassandra Marie Cohen, magna cum laude. Dana Michelle Cohen, cum laude. Jill Ann Kosh. Paul McWicker Collins, summa cum laude. Robert Charles Costello, cum laude. Whitney McKelvey Costin, cum laude. Elizabeth Ellen Coughlin. Robert Long Cousins, cum laude. Donald Matthew Cowan, cum laude. Lucy Alexander Cox. Matthew Fitzgerald Creedon, cum laude. Catherine Zabetti Crouch, magna cum laude. Lorenzo Mayo Crowell IV. Lindsay Ann Cullum. Stephen Robert Curry, summa cum laude. Bridget Rose Davidson. Paul Ryan Davis, magna cum laude. Taylor Darlington Danes, magna cum laude. Ashley Elizabeth Dean. Franklin Adam De Felice. Stephanie Ann De Jesus. Tinsy Demisi. Christoph Edward De Montiel. Sarah Kathleen Dennis, magna cum laude. Glenna Hamilton DeRoy, magna cum laude. Nathan Paul Derrick. Michael Henry Demiris, cum laude. Emily Kennard DeVoe, summa cum laude. Brendan McAllen DeWitt, magna cum laude. Brett Michael Diaz, cum laude. Markham Allen Dixon III, summa cum laude. Christopher Perry Diet, cum laude. Christopher Patrick Donnelly, cum laude. Megan Rose Donahue, summa cum laude. Rachel Marcella Dorfman, summa cum laude. Charity Yvette Doss. Victor James Dowling III. Gavin Michael Driscoll, summa cum laude. Peter Phillips Dunning, cum laude. Alan Folsom Dyer, cum laude. Stephen Matthew Dayat, summa cum laude. William Gibbs Edie, magna cum laude. Claire Larkin Earl, summa cum laude. Megan Ann Eckert, cum laude. Lauren Marie Eckert, summa cum laude. Victoria Blair Edgecombe, magna cum laude. Christian Tremaine Edge. Christopher Tramun Edge. Sarah Elizabeth Edmiston. Dave Lorington Edwards Jr., cum laude. Ann Ekachukwu. Christopher Richard Elder, summa cum laude. Gregory Heskell Elias. Galau Abdullah Elsamedisi. Mario Luis Enriquez. Stephanie Claire Epner, magna cum laude. Brian Patrick Ernst. Dawn Whitney Espy. Ashley Alyssa Evans, cum laude. Stacy Yanina Faber, cum laude. Ryan Manjamal Farha, magna cum laude. Madeline Julie Farrow, cum laude. Sydney Hope Faulkner. Sarah Catherine Fiegels, magna cum laude. Allison Haley Federoff, magna cum laude. Kara Elizabeth Fine, magna cum laude. Alexander Eugene Feinberg, cum laude. Brett William Feingertz, magna cum laude. Mark Alexander Ferguson, cum laude. Janissa Marie Ferguson. Andrew Markland Fettner. Jeff Darrow Fettig, cum laude. Ellen Perkins Fitzgibbon. Aaron Daniel Fleetwood, cum laude. Amani Solange Floyd, cum laude. Emily Marie Flynn, cum laude. Stephanie Alexandra Foley, magna cum laude. Lauren Ashley Fortson. Matthew Evan Frazier, summa cum laude. John Pierce Fredericks. Robert Kristen Freeman, cum laude. Joseph Baird Fullerton, cum laude. Duncan Thomas Fulton IV, magna cum laude. Whitney Elizabeth Gage, summa cum laude. Ross Aaron Galansky, magna cum laude. Lindsay Ray Galbraith, magna cum laude. Robert Joseph Gambrill, summa cum laude. James Alexander Gano, cum laude. Lauren Marie Gardner. Kristen A. Garlock, cum laude. Robert Hilton Garner. Megan Elizabeth Garska, magna cum laude. Paul Edward Gautier, summa cum laude. Rachel Sarah Geisler, cum laude. Susanna Lawrence Gibbons. William Lockhart Gibbons, Jr. Leslie Ann Gilbert, cum laude. Stuart Johnston Gillespie, cum laude. Lee William Gilly, magna cum laude. Rachel Eve Genter, cum laude. Marjorie Sarah Glick, cum laude. Margot Lane Glickman. Rachel Melissa Getz. Jed Samuel Goldberg, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Helene Goldblatt. Jeffrey Morris Goldstein. Bethany Grace Gonzalez. Nathan Jesse Gonzalez, cum laude. Drew Nathaniel Goodwin, magna cum laude. Andrew Mark Gossett, cum laude. Michael Brody Gottfried. Edward Phelps Grace IV. Kathleen Ryan Granfield Graham, magna cum laude. Ashley Jean Green. Courtney Taylor Green, magna cum laude. Patrick Thomas Green, cum laude. Paul Andrew Greenfield, magna cum laude. Amanda Christine Gross, magna cum laude. Lillian Gu, magna cum laude. Marquilla Bertrice Gunn, cum laude. John Stanley Gunther. Lisa Ching Guo, summa cum laude. Ilya Gorevic, summa cum laude. Robert Thomas Gutman, magna cum laude. Brian Mark Hall, magna cum laude. Benjamin Andrew Haltonoff, magna cum laude. Reeve Andrew Hamilton, cum laude. Arbery Frederick Hammond III. Ross Brendan Handler. Sarah Louise Hanson. Natalie Marie Harding, cum laude. Claire Catherine Harris, magna cum laude. Matthew Douglas Haston, cum laude. Ashley Megan Hayes. Kristen Carol Helms, magna cum laude. Haley Rowe Henderson. Kristen Louise Hendricks, summa cum laude. Alexander Cameron Hertenstein. Julie Ann Herward, magna cum laude. Alexander Edward Lloyd Hill, cum laude. Joseph Benedict Hills. Matthew Ellen Hines. Tressa Marie Hoekstra. Ryan Patrick Holcomb, magna cum laude. Matthew Allen Holcomb, summa cum laude. Ryan Joseph Hollingsworth. Anne Catherine Hollins. Alexandra Watson Holmes. Mary Coleman Hooper, magna cum laude. Joseph Michael Horn. Catherine Diana Housel. William Fortune Hubbard. Bjorn Peter Hubert Wallander, summa cum laude. Brooke Ainsley Huffsmith, cum laude. Brenton Michael Hughes, magna cum laude. Seth Colin Hulsey, magna cum laude. John Richard Hunter. Taylor Louise Imboden, magna cum laude. Robert Alexander Engel. Amanda Joan Iovino, cum laude. Lisa McGuine Isaacs, cum laude. Iyang Niman Isong. Andrea Genevieve Ivy, magna cum laude. Benjamin George Jobauer. Brittany Danielle Jackson. Amanda Arlene Jakubowski, summa cum laude. George Jang, magna cum laude. Eric Sven Johnson, cum laude. Genesis Yelena Johnson. Elizabeth Drew Jones. Jonathan Andrew Joyner. Sarah Louise Younks, magna cum laude. Angela Christine Koltoff, summa cum laude. Alexander Samuel Kane, magna cum laude. Whitney Ann Kane, magna cum laude. Abraham Umansky Kenoff. Jamie Laura Karoff, cum laude. Zachary Robert Karsten. Sarish Jugdish Cosset, magna cum laude. Valerie Ann Kasmer, cum laude. Christina Rigsby Kaiser, magna cum laude. Eileen Mayhew Kelly, magna cum laude. Jamie Lee Kendall, summa cum laude. Rachel Ann Kestenbaum, magna cum laude. Mina Nicholas Cahill, cum laude. Christopher Thomas Kierstead. Natalie Raylyn King. Matthew Page Kisharowan, cum laude. Harris David Kittrell, magna cum laude. Megan Evan Clavins, magna cum laude. Timothy Henry Klein, magna cum laude. Julia Christine Koshin, summa cum laude. Meredith Margaret Kahn. John Chung Kong, cum laude. David Anthony Kosh, cum laude. Peter Kochitsky Kostik, magna cum laude. Elaine Joanna Kurupas, cum laude. Grace Kwan. Rodney Glenn LeBeau. Emma Allen Lambertus, magna cum laude. Killian Hein Lamkin, cum laude. Beverly Walter Landstreet V. Alice Louise Lanier, cum laude. Asher Bentley Lanier. Leona Martha Licata, magna cum laude. Cara Nicole Lassie, magna cum laude. Christopher Mott Lawrence. Mark Aaron Ledford II, cum laude. Anna Lorenz Lehman, cum laude. Jeffrey Michael Leitz. Evan Blake Leitner, magna cum laude. Emily Claire Lemon, summa cum laude. Chad Kaufman Lennon, magna cum laude. Amy Catherine Leon, magna cum laude. Ross Benjamin Levine, cum laude. Deborah McLeod Lewis. Charles C. Lee. Joe Liu. James Paulno Locke. Zurabi Lominadza, summa cum laude. Nicholas Anthony Lopez. Sarah Marceline Lovett, magna cum laude. Benjamin Nicholas Lummis. Sarah Ann Lunenberg, magna cum laude. David Gustavo Macias. Stephanie Lynn Madden, summa cum laude. Catherine V. Mai. Nicole Elizabeth Majoris, magna cum laude. Christy Nicole Malloy. Jessica Lynn Manna, magna cum laude. Charles Terry Markram II, cum laude. Stephen Charles Markram. Philip Cooper Marks. Elizabeth Highland Marshall, summa cum laude. Grant Martin Marshall. Caitlin Victoria Martin, cum laude. Daniel Gary Martinez, magna cum laude. Jacob Samuel Masser, magna cum laude. Cole Stephen Masters, summa cum laude. Brett Allen Mawini, cum laude. Michael Errol May Jr., cum laude. Virginia Ann Maynard, magna cum laude. Jamie Lynn McCormick, magna cum laude. Caroline Robinson McGuire, summa cum laude. Matthew Sean McManus. Kevin Kent McNish, magna cum laude. Judith Ashley McRedmond. Alexandra Grant McWilliam, magna cum laude. Alicia Jennifer Mead, cum laude. Stephanie Russell Mayer. Consuelo Austin Maher. Duncan Selman Mendelson, magna cum laude. Luciana Mendiola. Michael Dobbins Menendez. Mark Stephen Minemeyer, summa cum laude. Chastity Marie Merritt. Thomas Addison Merritt, Lee Ann Mary, summa cum laude, Elizabeth Kate Middlebrooks, Piper Ann Miles Coccaro, cum laude, Jonathan Landon Miller, magna cum laude, Julie Jeanette Miller, summa cum laude, Minnie Elizabeth Miller, cum laude, Samuel Adam Miller, Miles Terrence Mills, magna cum laude, Shanna Mentor, cum laude, Jean Peter Merto, Aaron Daniel Mitchell, magna cum laude, Candace Diane Mixon, cum laude, Nikita Bharat Kumar Modi, cum laude, Jacqueline Diane Moore, magna cum laude, Jeffrey Lawrence Mordock Jr., magna cum laude, Catherine Blair Morgan, cum laude, Ruth McCann Morrison, cum laude, Benjamin James Morse, Catherine Lamb Mulfield, magna cum laude, Arlen Michael Murphy, Anna Elizabeth Muson Miller, magna cum laude, Elizabeth Reese Nance, cum laude, Faith Alexis Naismith, Sam Crockett Neal, cum laude, Samuel Roger Neal, cum laude, Brandon Kirk Nelson, cum laude, Nina Elizabeth Nelson, magna cum laude, Ross William Neltner, Mary DeWolf Newcomb, cum laude, John Theodore Nicolau, summa cum laude, Sierra Renee Nielsen, magna cum laude, Patrick Michael Nitch, magna cum laude, Kara Francis Noodleman, magna cum laude, Lee Elizabeth Norelli, cum laude, Andrew Christopher Nowicki, Daniel Stephen O'Connell, cum laude, David Prangy Etting Jr., Michael Jason Ogon, magna cum laude, James Winston Ogletree, cum laude, David Warren Olstein, magna cum laude, Chuck Woody Anthony Onyemikwu, Joshua Ryan Owen, summa cum laude, Jacqueline Ann Palma, Ming Yi Pang, summa cum laude, Leon Alexander Parker, Brian David Parcells, cum laude, Catherine Deloach Patterson, magna cum laude, Luke Johnston Patterson, Veronica Nicole Patterson, Spencer Coleman Patton, Anastasia Louise Pavletsky, cum laude, Alexander Gallatin Paxton, summa cum laude, Meredith Allison Pender, summa cum laude, Brittany Christine Perkins, Ashley Elizabeth Perry, magna cum laude, Natalie Diane Perryman, Alec William Peterson, magna cum laude, Jessica Kelly Peterson, cum laude, Catherine Rachel Peterson, summa cum laude, Laura Elizabeth Petkovich, Daniel Scott Pettis, Taylor Vale Phillips, magna cum laude, Scott Douglas Pierce, magna cum laude, George Michael Palafis, Danielle Renee Poirot, summa cum laude, Jonathan Daniel Polakov, David Samuel Pontius, Jason Edward Power, Jillian Suzanne Pratt, Ellen Sloan Presley, summa cum laude, Margaret Alden Price, cum laude, Jack Wilson Pritchett, cum laude, Chelsea Lee Pulaski, Madeline Francis Pullman, Michael James Quell, cum laude, Laura Ann Reba, Matthew Jude Rabito, magna cum laude, Guy Neil Ramsey, Melissa Renee Ramsey, Elizabeth Michelle Rands, magna cum laude, Philip Todd Rappman, cum laude, Chelsea Reed, magna cum laude, Danielle Britton Reed, magna cum laude, Michael Justin Reich, cum laude, John Thomas Raleigh III, Susan Marie Riley, William Davio Reiter, cum laude, Eliza Simone Remus, summa cum laude, Dara Lynn Rice, Casey Lynn Richards, cum laude, Tanya Jo Richardson, summa cum laude, Elizabeth Jean Rickman, magna cum laude, Allison Lee Riley, Tyler Scott Ritchie, summa cum laude, Donna Michelle Rizzo, Justin Charles Roberts, Daryl Bruce Robertson II. Eugenie Beljeans Robichaud, summa cum laude. Catherine Lynn Robinson, cum laude. Joshua Brent Rock. Brian Ellis Rodenbeck, cum laude. Stephanie Lauren Rogers, cum laude. Jenna Elizabeth Rogers, cum laude. Benjamin Michael Rogers Roman. Erin Patricia Rojas. Elizabeth Ellen Rose. Daniel Louis Rosenberg, magna cum laude. Lauren Ann Rosenthal, magna cum laude. Stephanie Morgan Rowland, summa cum laude. Nicholas Christian Reuter, cum laude. Gregory Leonard Russell, magna cum laude. David William Rutledge, magna cum laude. Cody Grace Safer, summa cum laude. Natalia Jane Sanchez, magna cum laude. Carla Lee Sandler, magna cum laude. Amanda Ray Sansong. Jordan Leon Scheiman, magna cum laude. Joseph Peter Shishuk, cum laude. James Evan Schlank, magna cum laude. Lisa Michelle Schmidt, cum laude. Samantha Merrill Schreiber, cum laude. John Henry Hadwin Schroeder. Adelaide Gillis Schwartz. Jessica Lynn Schwartz, cum laude. Stephen Howard Schwartz, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Marie Scott, cum laude. Kevin Doherty Seal. Stephanie K. Sefcek, cum laude. Jessica Lauren Settlage, cum laude. Mallory Catherine Schaefer, cum laude. Lauren Christine Shahian, cum laude. Athor Tushar Sheth, summa cum laude. Jessica Page Shoemaker, magna cum laude. Toshihiro Soji. Justin Blake Schultz, magna cum laude. David Andrew Silverstein, cum laude. Chad Edward Simpson, magna cum laude. Christy Lacole Singletary, cum laude. Jeffrey Keith Skilling Jr., magna cum laude. William David Slater, summa cum laude. Jillian Winston Smith. Andrew Riddick Smith-Moy. Michelle Amy Smoller. James Daniel Snyder. James Hire Soley, magna cum laude. Charles Andrew Summers, magna cum laude. Jean Sun. Tien Song, cum laude. Avi Raphael Spielman, magna cum laude. Travis Allen Stanton. Juliana Lee Staples, cum laude. Emily Alexandra Starks, cum laude. Andrew Martin Stavropoulos, magna cum laude. Boyd Robert Steinhoff. Margaret Carey Stevens, magna cum laude. Blair Laura Stevens, cum laude. Xavier Octavio Stewart. Meredith Thomas St. Lawrence, cum laude. Seth Tyler Stodgel. Alexandra Lee Staub. Jennifer Dunn Stewart, summa cum laude. Ryan David Sturgis. Haley Starr Swinson, summa cum laude. Kay Tamaki, cum laude. Craig Michael Tapper, magna cum laude. Lauren A. Tarola, cum laude. Julia Christine Terry. George Granville Graham Thompson. Hillary Holstead Thompson, summa cum laude. John Jenner Thompson, cum laude. Lucy Margaret Thompson, cum laude. William Ross Thompson. Brianna Alicia Torres, cum laude. Christina Michelle Tostado, cum laude. Ellen Elizabeth Tremaine, magna cum laude. Meredith Ellen Tresais, magna cum laude. Jacqueline Cynthia Truax. Nicholas Adam Surmis, cum laude. Susanna Emily Trorog, cum laude. Emily Shelton Unger, magna cum laude. Rachel Deal Unger, magna cum laude. Ashley Lynn Van Horn, magna cum laude. Alan Claiborne Ventris, magna cum laude. Laura Christine Vaughn, cum laude. J. Ross Vetter. Kathleen Ann Vick, magna cum laude. Chrysanthon Vigneswaran, magna cum laude. Kristen Lauren Villalon. Linda Von Kamschen. Kristen Renee Walker. Richard Grant Walker, magna cum laude. Matthew Edward Walsh, cum laude. Mark Andrew Watson, cum laude. Charles Alexander Wern, cum laude. Paige Eleanor Weaver, magna cum laude. Mika Bianca Wells. Nicholas Land Wells. Christopher David Wetzel. William James Whalen Jr. Casey Ryan White, magna cum laude. Galen Hillary White. Christopher George Mello Witten. Mary Elena Churchill Wilhoit, summa cum laude. Hayden Ogden Williams, magna cum laude. Thomas Charles Williams. Ty Scott Williams, magna cum laude. Blake Joseph Wilson, cum laude. Sarah Michelle Wilson, magna cum laude. Lindsay Dance Wyndham, magna cum laude. Cum laude. Nicholas Allen Wingate, cum laude. Vincent Rogers Winner. Ashley Lauren Winstead, summa cum laude. Jessica Cleveland Wood, magna cum laude. Caitlin Joy Woodell, cum laude. Catherine Eleanor Woods, cum laude. Charles Scott Wright Jr., summa cum laude. Diane Katie Wright. Tina Suting Wu. John Parker Yates, cum laude. Denise Batibe Yavis, magna cum laude. Carrie Elise Yates, magna cum laude. Christina Marie Yurchak, cum laude. Daniel Fraser Zalesnik, summa cum laude. Amanda Joy Zidell, magna cum laude. Tyler James Zimmer, summa cum laude. Adam Michael Zinzer. John Page Purnell Zunka, magna cum laude. And now the Bachelor of Arts, December 2007. Kevin Brian Barry. Caroline Sadler Biedenharn, cum laude. Jared Thomas Burkhart, summa cum laude. Melanie Marie Burke, magna cum laude. Deanna Elena Chornei, magna cum laude. Joy Renee Clark. Scott Ferguson Clement. John Patrick Conley. Catherine Courtney Cruz, magna cum laude. Sherelle Antoinette Dabney, magna cum laude. John Michael Ebert, magna cum laude. Ashley Eccles. Robert Forrest Friedman, cum laude. Sarah Ann Lynch. Farrell Susan McGuire, cum laude. Josie Louise McGray, summa cum laude. Matthew David Meingasner. Nathan William Meltzer. Ryan William Miner, cum laude. Sarah Elizabeth Nall, cum laude. Timothy Bing Chester Olson, summa cum laude. Anne Catherine Rice, cum laude. Daniel Joseph Schmidt. Molly Beth Somberg, magna cum laude. Erica Griffith Sword, cum laude. Elizabeth Marie Thompson, summa cum laude. Kristen Marie Turner, magna cum laude. Courtney Dion Twitty, cum laude. Kristen Lee Willoughby, cum laude. Leslie Ann Wright, summa cum laude. Bachelor of Arts, August 2007. Corey Michael Cox. Christopher Brendan Hayes. Caroline Mercier Ramsey, magna cum laude. Jenna Gill Ravine, magna cum laude. Bachelor of Science, May 2008. John Ackerlin, Guillermo Rafael Ales, Amanda Gail Albritton, Cara Michelle Allen, magna cum laude. Alexis Christina Enzo, magna cum laude. Carlos Antonio Carabinaro. Ryan Richard Aw, magna cum laude. Sunia Sima Ayub, summa cum laude. Ashley Deanne Banks. William Alexander Barlow, summa cum laude. John Talaferro Gaines Barron, cum laude. Kyle Ashley Beaucamp, summa cum laude. Travis Joseph Bernard, cum laude. Adam Samuel Berry. John Trevor Brogan, cum laude. Julia Marie Bird, cum laude. Catherine Chloe Cahoon, magna cum laude. Bethany Rose Cartwright, summa cum laude. Carl Nicholas Chotis, Laura Black Cretion, cum laude. Dathri Chunduru, cum laude. Justin Nathaniel Coleman. Stephanie K. Cruz, Tuan Du Hai Dang. Fatmata Haja Kanji Darami. Emily Lee Deckelman. Sarah Elizabeth Deary, summa cum laude. Dominic De La Osa. Samuel Paul DeLay, magna cum laude. Deidre Annette Dickerson. Brent Matthew Dorr, summa cum laude. Kevin Joseph Emmett, magna cum laude. Cole William Epstein, magna cum laude. Michelle Jacqueline Ikeda, cum laude. Lindsay Elise Erisman, cum laude. Caroline Bo Farrell, cum laude. Derek John Foisner. Emily Bridget Fisher, cum laude. Audrey Lauren Flack, magna cum laude. Bradley Stephen French, cum laude. Michael Andrew Funk, summa cum laude. Shunko Gunguili, cum laude. Jeffrey Ivan Garcia. Julianne Waymeyer Garrison, summa cum laude. Audrey Burdette Gaynor. Patrick Ryan Gentry, cum laude. Patrick Lowry Gilbreth. Jamis Barton Scott Gouge, magna cum laude. Whitney Barron Gower. Jenna Lee Green. Luther Theodore Griffith Jr., cum laude. Kathleen Elizabeth Grogan, summa cum laude. Yang Linda Guan, cum laude. Nicole Angel Hames, summa cum laude. Arthur Boyd Hancock IV. Frederick Terrell Harris. Brianne Nicole Hadaway, magna cum laude. Benjamin David Hefner. Daniel Stephen Hendry, summa cum laude. Jeffrey Thomas Harold. Kristen Ann Hovel, magna cum laude. Brian Patrick Hoffman, magna cum laude. Natasha Jade Howard, cum laude. Jonathan Taylor Huddleston. Mary Elizabeth Hughes, summa cum laude. Michael Stevenson Hughes. Jessica Wing Young Hoey, magna cum laude. Colette Renee Hunt, cum laude. Daniel James Israel, magna cum laude. Anders Alstrup Jensen, magna cum laude. Caroline Elizabeth Jones, magna cum laude. Nika Chinello Janababico. Eric Aaron Kacker, summa cum laude. Hala Kadivar, summa cum laude. Christina Teresita Kalinyi, magna cum laude. Sung In Kim, magna cum laude. Lauren Elizabeth Kaiser, magna cum laude. Joseph James Nadler, summa cum laude. Paul Albert Kolarczyk, cum laude. Carolyn Jean Kopresh, magna cum laude. Yusa Gift Kopsambut, cum laude. Achtha Maria Kumar, summa cum laude. Leighton Knight Lancaster. Wendy Elizabeth Lanier, magna cum laude. Rahul Lohan, magna cum laude. Jae Sung Lee, summa cum laude. Michael Barnes Lee Jr. Maximilian Rex Levinson, magna cum laude. Catherine Amanda Lewis, cum laude. Rebecca Yang Lin. Elizabeth Susan Leo, summa cum laude. Adam Alexander Ludall, magna cum laude. Anthony Christopher LaRusso Jr., magna cum laude. John Ryan Love, magna cum laude. Michael John Mayo, summa cum laude. Gary Mack. Shannon Marie McConaughey, summa cum laude. Jerry Lamont McKenzie. Alexander Keith McVeigh. Mallory Ray Kimiko Michek, magna cum laude. Allison Lee Miller, magna cum laude. Andrew Gary Miller, cum laude. Christopher J. Miller McLemore, cum laude. Puneet Mishra, summa cum laude. Joseph Samuel Moak III. Tanaz Haj Mohammadi, cum laude. Erica Ashley Morse, cum laude. Andrew Ross Nager, magna cum laude. David Benjamin Nelson, summa cum laude. Onim Amir Niazi, Paul Gregory Osetinsky, magna cum laude, Stephanie Elena Pappas, cum laude, Annie Osamudia Parasan, Sarah Elizabeth Parker, cum laude, Dustin Vinnie Patil, magna cum laude, Emily Ruth Peden, cum laude, John Frederick Pennycuff, magna cum laude, Juliana Pineda Alvarez, Jesse Gay Pollock, magna cum laude, John Adam Porter, cum laude, Sarah Elizabeth Prophet, summa cum laude, Carolyn Ann Patinia, summa cum laude, Sarah Reisler Rockmeal, magna cum laude, Sean Michael Raleigh, Patrick Ray Reppert, magna cum laude, Helen Rose Richards, cum laude, Megan Kathleen Robertson, Natalie Victoria Roebuck, magna cum laude, Victoria Page Rollins, summa cum laude, Stephanie Jo Rucker, cum laude, Patrick Kent Russell, cum laude, Alok Tajinder Singh Saini, magna cum laude, Christopher Fisk Sailing, cum laude, Supriya Sarkar, cum laude, Asmitha Kathleen Sathya Kumar, summa cum laude, Eric Joachim Schneibel, magna cum laude, Jerry Russell Schools, Jr., Peter Colin Scully, summa cum laude, Taylor Brian Sewell, summa cum laude, Sager Vinod Shaw, Emily Ann Sharp, magna cum laude, Ashley Metchell Shaw, Elizabeth Rudell Sherwood, David Cole Schisler, summa cum laude, Catherine Virginia Shuford, magna cum laude, Svetlana Brzezinski Sinekin, magna cum laude, Dana Michelle Smiles, magna cum laude, John Bulldog Smirniotopoulos, magna cum laude, Javina Chanel Smith, Christina Layla Sopani, magna cum laude, Noah Alexander Spiegel, summa cum laude, Laura Janelle Staben, magna cum laude, David Scott Steinberg, summa cum laude, Clinton Jeffrey Stevens, Laura McCarty Stone, cum laude, Benjamin Raymond Strauss, magna cum laude, Elizabeth Marie Strom, magna cum laude, Benjamin Earl Stoddard, summa cum laude, Reed Sullivan, Samantha Russell Summer, cum laude, Michael Aaron Tabak, cum laude, Jessica Ruth Thompson, Vanessa Ryan Thompson, cum laude, Heather Marie Timmerman, cum laude, Sean Philip Toomey, cum laude, Blake McCutcheon Travis, cum laude, Jessica Tribble, Kristen Renee Trosen, summa cum laude, Zane Curtis Ullman, cum laude, Ashley L'Oreal Upkins, Shanice Tanaya Upshore, Sarah Elizabeth Vick, cum laude, Kelly Aaron Wade, magna cum laude, Holland Christine Ward, cum laude, Tristan Jameson Watkins, Candace Natalie Kara Wiener, cum laude, Elizabeth Ann Weinman, Joshua Paul Wiederman, magna cum laude, J. Austin Williamson, magna cum laude, Lindsay Elizabeth Williamson, Julie Beth Willig, magna cum laude, Edward Terrell Wills, Maggie Jane Winterfelt, cum laude, Edward Hunt Wood, magna cum laude, Casey Jennifer Wu, magna cum laude, Lukasz Chepan Vilazensky, cum laude, Lee Joe, summa cum laude, Teresa Megan Zafuto, magna cum laude. Bachelor of Science, December 2007. Ariana Lee Beck, magna cum laude. Nathaniel Brooks III. Timothy Theodore Florlaga, magna cum laude. Justin Robert Gregg, summa cum laude. Jamie Forrester Hawkins, magna cum laude. Darnell Jeffrey Martimus. Megan Noel Patton, summa cum laude. Stephanie Ann Pearl, magna cum laude. Casey Pontillo, magna cum laude. Louis Nathan Sachs. And Bachelor of Science, August 2007. Chris Edward Balki, magna cum laude. Waji Ahmed Chowdhury.
Dean Mark Waite and his fan club will present the graduates of the Blair School of Music. Please come forward to receive your diplomas.
David Gardner Ackley, cum laude. Sophia Lim Arriaga, magna cum laude. Jared Lewis Bede, summa cum laude. Gina Marie Bambola, summa cum laude. Andrew Joseph Braddock, summa cum laude. Bennett Thomas Brown, magna cum laude. Micah Joe Claffey, cum laude. Devery Ann DePriest. Anna Rebecca Glasser, cum laude. Andrew Hathaway Hard, magna cum laude. Kenneth Charles Hildebrand, magna cum laude. Stuart Chapman Hill, summa cum laude. Daniel Charles Ibarra Skur, cum laude. Jamie Kellendorfer, cum laude. Emily Morel Kubitsky, magna cum laude. Justin Reed Leventhal. Taylor Rianne Matchuk. Benjamin Paul May, magna cum laude. Patrick Hughes McMurray. Rachel Elizabeth Mondel, summa cum laude. Madeline Daly O'Donnell. Rebecca Kathleen Oliverio, cum laude. Brian Christopher Ortega. Steve James Riddle, magna cum laude. Alexander Edmund Rodiek, cum laude. Aaron Allen Rom, cum laude. Sarah Allison Scott, magna cum laude. Timothy John Strang, summa cum laude. Anne Louise Suda, magna cum laude. McLean Lene Walker. Sorry. And Robert Patrick Tiedemann, summa cum laude.
Graduates of the School of Engineering will be presented by Dean Ken Galloway. Please come forward to receive your diplomas.
The following individuals have earned the Bachelor of Engineering degree. Nabila Fatin Abdul Rahim, summa cum laude. Nick Mohammed Daniel Abdul Rahman, summa cum laude. Alexander Anil Abraham. Zulhimi Ahmad. Azrina Ahmad Shukri, magna cum laude. Anis Salihan A. Rahim. Joshua Ryan Arndt, magna cum laude. Melanie Jean Aston. Nicholas Montgomery Atkinson, summa cum laude. Brian Stewart Auerbach. Adam Zachary Banks, magna cum laude. Ashish Bhaskar Baput, magna cum laude. William Glenn Bartley Jr., cum laude. Douglas Scott Beecraft, magna cum laude. Clark Bryce Bedsole, cum laude. Douglas Albert Beavis Jr., cum laude. Ryan Christopher Bickham. Cynthia Chungming Bien, cum laude. William Thomas Billings, summa cum laude. Stephen Biggers Blackman. Dennis Howard Blosser Jr. Matthew Fazy Brady, Keegan Parker Brown, Robert Christopher K. Buckley, Nicholas Edward Burgick, summa cum laude, Grant McClure Cartwright, magna cum laude, Matthew Stephen Cassavant, summa cum laude, Robert Theodore Cassidy Jr., Christopher Jason Cha, cum laude, Marty Ann Chance, cum laude, Timothy Hongching Chin, cum laude, Michael Hongjaw Chi, summa cum laude, Ankit Amrish Chalksy, magna cum laude, Eric Chung, Johnson Swan Clark, Paul John Caldwell, magna cum laude, Jacob Oliver King Connolly, magna cum laude, Ashley Denise Cooper, Elizabeth Ann Copenhaver, magna cum laude, Brian Matthew Cost, Andrew Thomas Kramer, magna cum laude, Aaron Wallace Crosby, cum laude, David Darr, Scott Galloway Darby, cum laude, Adam Michael Davey, John Andrew Dawson, magna cum laude, Monica K. Detterding, cum laude, Silvio Catalin Diaconu, magna cum laude, Andrew Scott Dickerman, magna cum laude, Cody Adam Dinkins, magna cum laude, Austin J. Dirks, magna cum laude, Dustin Robert Dowell, Whitney Marie Dupree, Aliha Khan Durrani, magna cum laude, Todd Allen Dutton, David Charles Duvosin, Ajmer Kumar Duivedi, Joshua John Ems, Cassandra Ray Edwards, Rainer Harold Eldridge, Stephen Michael Elliott, magna cum laude, Imad Abdallah El-Samadisi, magna cum laude, Ilsa Moraine Falk, cum laude, Thomas Cashin Folk, magna cum laude, John N. Fongi, Catherine Deverin Gallup, Simon Peter Garza, Thomas John Janis Jr., Graham Thomas Gibson, magna cum laude, Kimberly Dale Goff, magna cum laude, Stephen J. Goldberg, Andrew J. Gould, magna cum laude, Nathan Ryan Grady, Adam Ray Greenhall, summa cum laude, Joshua Dov Halperin, Craig Lloyd Hardwick, magna cum laude, Charles Franklin Hall IV, Zachary Tyler Hawkins, cum laude, Erica Elizabeth Headley, Austin Timothy Healy, Kristen Emily Heck, cum laude, Ronald William Hedgecock II, magna cum laude, Brandon Christian Henley, Andrew Buchanan Hill II, summa cum laude, Kelsey Page Hoffman, Jason Scott Houston, cum laude, Matthew Mark Huckabee, George Beasley Huddleston III, cum laude, Stephen Parker Huffman, cum laude, Grace Hall Hutchinson, Michael Yuan Wang, summa cum laude, Juriza Jaziz, Kamal Jamaluddin Al-Amini, cum laude, Timothy Edward Jansen, Christina Dominique Jefferson, Norhisham Jainol, cum laude, Kristen Lee Jezevar, Justin Wesley Johnson, Ross Patrick Johnson, Christopher Andrew Juliet, Joharni Jumali, cum laude, Tinku Jasmine Kamarudin, summa cum laude, Kazrul Hislan Kamarudin, Tyler Harris Kibbe, Anne Marie Killo, Christina Elizabeth Kitko, cum laude, Amy Song Clem, magna cum laude, Lauren Scarborough Kanish, Stephen Joseph Cool, magna cum laude, John Joseph Labiak Jr., cum laude, Frank Harrison Lamons III, Michael Joshua Lando, Jordan Huffman Landreth, cum laude, Jennifer G. Wan Lee. Walter Hill Levy III, magna cum laude. Adam Stewart Ligner. Jenny Chichow Liu, cum laude. Brittany Lynn Lukin, cum laude. Joshua Caleb Mabasa. Alexander Quentin Mackin. Matthew Simon Majika, magna cum laude. Anania Majumdar, summa cum laude. James Matthew Mansell, magna cum laude. Noral Afika Nazriya Mansour, magna cum laude. Stephen George Manuel, summa cum laude. Alexandra Anna Markowitz, cum laude. Christopher Aaron Martin. Lindsay Gordon Matthews. Daniel Nathan Maxwell, magna cum laude. Jeffrey E. McBride. Joseph Gabriel McClellan, cum laude. Jason Jeffrey McGill, magna cum laude. Keith Ewan McLaurin, cum laude. Christopher Edward McMenamin, magna cum laude. Mohammed Muzamin Mohammed Rashid, magna cum laude. Ahmad Rasal Mohammed Rosali Zakaria, cum laude. Spencer Lee Marins, magna cum laude. Mark Norman Molaski, cum laude. Rachel Lips Malone, magna cum laude. Sean Michael Mercado. Ellen Ann Messenger, cum laude. Kendra Shanae Mills, cum laude. Mohammed Sophie Mohammed, magna cum laude. Rayhan Mohammed Azhan, magna cum laude. Mohammed Firdaus Mohammed Fauzi. Mark Grover Malino, summa cum laude. Mark Christopher Moore, cum laude. Neil Dennis Morgan. Ross Alexander Morrison, cum laude. Jeremy M. Munz. Scott Jonathan Myers, magna cum laude. Anna Lynn Nayak. Micah Aaron Nicholson, summa cum laude. Nor Izati Norden, magna cum laude. Zach Nicholas Oakley, summa cum laude. Ryan Adam Ortega, cum laude. Anas Osman, magna cum laude. Paul William Otto. Alina Harris Pappas, cum laude. Perry Joseph Peterson, cum laude. Brian R. Piazza, cum laude. Alexander James Pistner, magna cum laude. Sean Lano Price. Jeffrey Kermit Rader, cum laude. Mark William Rafalco. Raja Neural Yasmin Raja Abdul Razak, cum laude. Robert Jacob Romanovsky. Stuart Leader Reasons. Claire Carlton Reed, cum laude. Brian Andrew Reese. Casey Thiel Reynolds. Michelle Lynn Rogers, cum laude. Walter Leon Rudberg, cum laude. Brett Lewis Rungworth. Judson Douglas Reichman, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Aline Seaman. Thomas Charles Schaefer Jr. Michael Anthony Shearer, cum laude. Brandy C. Scott. Joshua Aaron Scott, cum laude. Richard Allen Simones, cum laude. Shivani Kamlash Shaw. Shayan Raman Shakiba, cum laude. David Patrick Sharvin, cum laude. Rachel Helen Shively, summa cum laude. Scott James Shue, summa cum laude. Benjamin Joseph Simpson. John Adam Singletary. Ely Sinkala. Brian David Slavin. Kaylee Melissa Snyder, magna cum laude. Alexander Richard Sobey, cum laude. Andrew Joseph Solomon, magna cum laude. Paul Anthony Sparks. Elise Marie Springer, summa cum laude. William Butler Stark III. Marjorie Elizabeth Stevenson, cum laude. Michael Vincent Stock, summa cum laude. Roy Edwin Stone, summa cum laude. Amanda K. Streff, cum laude. Patrick Thomas Strine, Jr., magna cum laude. Jonathan Thomas Sullivan, magna cum laude. Will X. Son. Rebecca Lee Tarrant. Amy Bino Thomas, cum laude. Clive Arthur Wilson Thompson, cum laude. Walter Anthony Thorne, cum laude. Lindsay Nicole Thrash, magna cum laude. Wallace Jacob Title. Gregory John Todd, cum laude. Bernie Haven Quingman Tucker. Jeffrey Lee Turner, magna cum laude. Stephen Peter Tuscan, summa cum laude. Michael Franklin Tileman, magna cum laude. Unku Afik Unku Farid, summa cum laude. Noah Liam Walcott. Brittany Ann Wall. Matthew Robert Walters, cum laude. Juan Mohammed Afiq Afifi Juan Ali, summa cum laude. Anya Warchik, cum laude. Kristen Ann Washburn, cum laude. Anna J. Ray Elise Washington, magna cum laude. John Rhodes White, Jr., cum laude. Michael Ryan Wiggins. Megan Elizabeth Williams. Reed Mackenzie Williams. Trellis Denise Williams. Timothy Robert Ranovics, summa cum laude. Timothy Robert Wright, summa cum laude. Monica Yang, cum laude. Joseph Parker Ross Yates, cum laude. Walter Andrew Yale. Courtney Josephine Ziders, cum laude. Stephen Gary Zitrauer, cum laude. Bachelor of Engineering, December 2007, Lisa Elizabeth Crane. Jeffrey David Say. The following individuals have earned the Bachelor of Science degree: Ahmad Alhai, Eitan Ashner, Christopher Bruce Belandi, summa cum laude. Graham Andrew Black. Leonard Jeremy Brandon. Gary Lee Clark, cum laude. Andrew Elliott Cross, cum laude. Matthew Tyler DeVries, summa cum laude. Scott Philip Doran. Alexei Dubervinsky, magna cum laude. Courtney Shade Edogan. Bradley Cooper Engel. Colin Wilkes Forsyth. Derek Thomas Gangulio. Matthew Charles Geist, magna cum laude. Chase Samuel Gordon. Perry O'Connell Craig, magna cum laude. Shin Young Han. Brian William Hasselfeld, summa cum laude. Hamilton Pitts Holliday. David Dale Hooker. Brett Stephen Isbell, magna cum laude. Lee Harris Cashton. Stephen Howard Klein. Mikhail Azajandrovich Kotov, summa cum laude. Candace Yvette Lightford. Matthew Joseph Mason. Brittany Kirsten Marie Marion. Kristen Danielle Monroe. Christopher Jordan Note. James Arnold Norman. Davis Wazugbo Wanko. Jessica Renee Penrod. J. Brandon Reed. Brian Andrew Reeves. Gintaras Jonas Rudis, cum laude. John Clayton Sands. Curtis Jonathan Shields. Nicholas David Snyder, summa cum laude. Aaron James Stannard, cum laude. Harrison D. Stroud, summa cum laude. Thomas Michael Wall, cum laude. Ari Mark Wilson, summa cum laude. Michael Lawrence Wirtz, magna cum laude. Bachelor of Science, December 2007, Aaron Tober Lang, cum laude. Mark Richardson Mooring, cum laude.
The graduates of Peabody College will be presented by Jim Hogue, Associate Dean. I see you're coming forward to receive your diplomas.
Bachelor of Science, May 2008. Jennifer Lynn Abercrombie, magna cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Addy, cum laude. Caroline Wainwright Adler, magna cum laude. Charlotte Alice Agger, magna cum laude. Melissa Arnold, cum laude. Micah Babel, summa cum laude. Jennifer Marie Bachman, magna cum laude. Sarah Ann Baker, summa cum laude. Nicholas T.J. Barajas. Julia Van Rensselaer Bartlett. Amy Louise Bauman. Kanisha Michelle Baxter. Gina Marie Bayowski, magna cum laude. Anna Julia Benedict, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Sarah Bennett, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Sarah Berry, cum laude. Alexander Milos Bertram. Whitney Megan Best. Zoe Elizabeth Lerner Bibb. Suzanne Ruth Bender, magna cum laude. Lauren Kathleen Blood, magna cum laude. Lindsay Ann Bodenstab, cum laude. Carly Lee Bontrager, magna cum laude. Michelle Ann Bramlett, cum laude. Douglas Everett Brandon, magna cum laude. Portia E. Brooks, cum laude. Timothy Pinnell Broyhill. John Martin Bryant. Julie Diane Bryant, cum laude. Kristen Elizabeth Busini. Abby Lee Butler, summa cum laude. Catherine Ann Caborn, cum laude. Megan Riley Campbell, summa cum laude. DeMarcus Latrell Capehart. Justin Blake Carter, summa cum laude. Andrew Dean Catt. Helen Catherine Caudell, magna cum laude. Jessica Yvonne Chapman, cum laude. Morgan Brittany Chapman, cum laude. Kristen Lee Cipriano, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Gale Cleave, summa cum laude. Alexandra Lauren Cohen, cum laude. Lisa Faye Cohen, cum laude. Manushka Isabel Colon, magna cum laude. Jennifer Jill Lynn Compton, summa cum laude. Amanda Kathleen Condon, magna cum laude. Allison Elizabeth Corby, cum laude. Scott Michael Corley, cum laude. Amy Ann Crawford, summa cum laude. Roy Barton Crockett. Ashley Marie Croft, cum laude. Chandler Adam Douglas Cronk. Lee Colin Dale. Drew Lauren David, magna cum laude. Bethany Aaron Davis, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Pearl Degnan, cum laude. Amy Elizabeth Dallaire, magna cum laude. Christiane Douglas Dennison, summa cum laude. James Ellen Dillard. Catherine Carol Denon, magna cum laude. Danielle Melissa Dietrich, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Catherine Dolan. Peter Madison Dollahite, summa cum laude. Andrew Eric Donnelly. Lindsay Compton Drake. Ashley Page Duggan, magna cum laude. Sandra Lindsay Dunn, summa cum laude. Matthew Hollis Eves. Lauren Elizabeth England, summa cum laude. Ashley Rose Esser, summa cum laude. Anna Christine Faulkner, magna cum laude. Brad Scott Ferry, magna cum laude. Greer Carlisle Fendura, cum laude. Allison Francis Fleischer. Stephanie Elise Fleischman, cum laude. Lauren Michelle Fondriest. Shane Dante Foster. Lindsay Diane Franks, summa cum laude. Leslie Jordan Fuqua, cum laude. Sarah W. Gaffney, cum laude. Amy Noel Gallagher, cum laude. Ashley Aaron Getz, magna cum laude. Sarah Bolden Gillespie, summa cum laude. Cameron Blythe Goodrich. Alex Raymond Gordon. Jacqueline Margaret Gordon, cum laude. Courtney Rice Gorell, cum laude. Amy Atul Gosalia, cum laude. Carly Rose Gottlieb, summa cum laude. Paul Cabell Grayson, cum laude. Gregory Davis Guthrie, cum laude. Catherine Olivia Gutierrez. Andrew John Hafner, summa cum laude. Gabriel Stephen Hall. Parker Scott Hanks. Morgan Elizabeth Hargrove, magna cum laude. Dominique Rashi Harris, cum laude. Palmer Caitlin Harston, magna cum laude. Stephanie Renee Hartz, cum laude. Molly Stewart Hassett, cum laude. Jessica Lynn Hatley, magna cum laude. Amanda Meredith Harvard, magna cum laude. Jeremy Foster Hawkins, magna cum laude. Lisa Snyder Hayes, magna cum laude. Brett Baldini Healy, cum laude. Kristen Teresa Hemme, cum laude. Catherine Keys Herman, magna cum laude. Catherine Russell Herndon, cum laude. Akua Nimi Hill. Jenna Beth Hirsch. Kelly Laura Hokut, cum laude. Carl James Hoff. Catherine Elizabeth Hogan, cum laude. Laura Chevelle Holder. Ashley Ann Holmes, cum laude. Kaylee Elaine Holterman, magna cum laude. Michael Theo Horrocks. Amanda Lynn Hoyt, summa cum laude. Kevin Christopher Ritz, summa cum laude. Haley Jordan Hutchins, magna cum laude. Jessica Leanne Jackson. Kason Naron Jackson Garrison. Andrew Craig Johns. Erica Lynn Johnson, magna cum laude. Matthew Barclay Jolly. Victoria Ann Jones, cum laude. Michaela Naomi Jordan, magna cum laude. Lindsay Jean Joseph, summa cum laude. Danielle Monique Jupiter. Walker Vitur Colley, cum laude. Rachel Beth Kaplan, magna cum laude. Mark David Kaufman Jr., cum laude. Catherine Ashley Keene, summa cum laude. Jennifer Lynn Keener, magna cum laude. Megan Marie Keyhole, magna cum laude. Hannah Elizabeth Kelly, cum laude. Rachel Dawn Kernodle, summa cum laude. Emily J. Keentz, magna cum laude. Laura Soyun Kim, cum laude. Christy Marie Kerner, magna cum laude. Marissa Lee Koshers. Irene Kuladas. Catherine Gwendolyn Kuykendall. Christopher Brett Lang. Octave Joseph LaRoche III, cum laude. Julia Grace Laughlin, magna cum laude. Ashley Hill Levine, cum laude. Simon Daniel Levine, cum laude. James Gavin Lillyvig. Emily Elizabeth Lineberger, magna cum laude. Eric Alexander Liss, cum laude. Catherine Lloyd Livesay, magna cum laude. Emily Ann Lotz, magna cum laude. Julius Joseph Lupo Jr., magna cum laude. Eric Frankel Magidson, cum laude. Dana Ellen Mayers, cum laude. Andrew James Malgieri, magna cum laude. Devin William Manfredonia, magna cum laude. Jenna Pauline Maniatis, cum laude. Christine Margaret Marino, cum laude. Julie Catherine Martin, magna cum laude. Olivia Page Martino, summa cum laude. Alexandra Ann Maschuk, magna cum laude. Mark Raymond Mason, magna cum laude. Louis James Matthews, cum laude. Colleen Marie Maxwell, magna cum laude. Ann Elizabeth McFadden, cum laude. Jennifer Ann McGee, magna cum laude. Mallory Catherine McGill. Julianne Joy McInerney, magna cum laude. Kathleen Ann McRae, cum laude. Zachary Kyler Mears, cum laude. Amy Elizabeth Metley, magna cum laude. Tinsley Porter Malloy, cum laude. Price Anna Maripole, magna cum laude. Julia Marie Michael, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Marie Miller, magna cum laude. Catherine Dawn Miller, cum laude. Abigail Rachel Mintz, cum laude. Jeffrey Allen Mintz, cum laude. James Patrick Mitchell, summa cum laude. Dominic Gray Mores, magna cum laude. Catherine Janelle Morgan, magna cum laude. Erica Joy Morris, summa cum laude. Katie Mullen Morris, summa cum laude. Brittany Joy Muller, magna cum laude. Kathleen Marie Murphy, magna cum laude. Erin Elizabeth Mutaspaw, summa cum laude. Charlotte Ray Meyerberg, cum laude. Allison Teresa Wynn, cum laude. Ashley Lynn Nichols, cum laude. Jeffrey Max Nolan, cum laude. Audrey Lee Nonamaker, cum laude. Allison Carrington Northrop, magna cum laude. Amanda Christine Novak, magna cum laude. Emily Ann Ochi, magna cum laude. Amy Vaughn O'Gorman, magna cum laude. Lauren Ann Oliet, magna cum laude. Brian Malachi O'Neill, magna cum laude. Michael Nicholas Orluck, magna cum laude. Alexandra Osorio, cum laude. Drew Hayden Oswalt, cum laude. Meredith Martin Owens, magna cum laude. Elise Joy Payon, Weatherly Ann Parker, cum laude. Ashley Louise Pascal, magna cum laude. Kathleen Ann Patterson, summa cum laude. Tiffany Hope Patterson, cum laude. Eric Jason Paulinoff. Anne Marie Janet Payne. Claire Elaine Peeler, magna cum laude. Daphne Michelle Penn, cum laude. Jennifer Lynn Peterson, summa cum laude. Zane Ramadan, cum laude. Sarah Margaret Rasmussen, summa cum laude. Alexandra Partiano Reich, magna cum laude. Ann Tully Reister, magna cum laude. Christine Elizabeth Ruse, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Casey Roberts, magna cum laude. Cody Christopher Robinson, cum laude. Debrienne Jaela Robinson. Darlene Teresa Rodriguez. Allison Joy Rowe. Hillary Ann Rogers, cum laude. Lindsay Henderson Rogers, cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Rohr, cum laude. Allison Danielle Rose, magna cum laude. Rachel Suzanne Rosen, magna cum laude. Julie Florence Rosenthal, summa cum laude. Jacqueline Moore Ross. Joshua Dale Roush, magna cum laude. Dabangshu Roy Chowdhury, magna cum laude. Rosanna Melissa Reimer, cum laude. Anna Jane Sangalis, summa cum laude. Jessica Lynn Smeeg, cum laude. Molly Zeman Schneider, cum laude. Nicole M. Schneider, cum laude. Stuart Perry Schneider. Sarah Megan Schur, magna cum laude. Laura Brooke Schwinder, magna cum laude. Laura Campbell Smith Sensenig, cum laude. Allie Christopher Sevilla, magna cum laude. Courtney Christine Shade, magna cum laude. Shanae Shalev, summa cum laude. Jeffrey Richard Chaplin. Julia Catherine Sharkey, cum laude. Branda Jonah Shorenstein, cum laude. Amy Wilkov Silverman. Amy Brennan Simonson, cum laude. Laura Ann Squarick, magna cum laude. Michelle Lee Slotke, magna cum laude. Kristen Ann Smitana, magna cum laude. Ashley Lachey Smith. William David Solomon, summa cum laude. Kendra Nicole Staley, magna cum laude. Corey Elizabeth Sullivan, summa cum laude. Ruth Ann Van Swanson, summa cum laude. Lauren Joy Swerke, magna cum laude. Laura Elizabeth Tabor, magna cum laude. Sarah Lee Tabor, magna cum laude. Ivan Tachiev. Whitney May Tate. Molly Augusta Tanner, magna cum laude. Amanda Marie Taylor, magna cum laude. Abigail Park Thompson, cum laude. Doris Brittany Thompson, magna cum laude. Mia Ane Tidwell. Ariel Cassandra Toback, magna cum laude. Erin Elizabeth Troy, magna cum laude. Lauren Cowden Turner, magna cum laude. Alyssa Marie Twigg, cum laude. Elizabeth Theone Tyson, magna cum laude. Sarah Christine Valadez. Catherine Helen Vandergriff, magna cum laude. Blair Cameron Wagenheim, cum laude. Lauren Michelle Wallfish, magna cum laude. Rhymes Brantley Walton, magna cum laude. Emily Grace Wartenby, summa cum laude. Christopher Ryan Edward Welch, summa cum laude. Jennifer Rebecca Welch, magna cum laude. David Henry Weddington. Ryan Allen Wilson. Kayla Nicole Winston. Kathleen Elizabeth Wolf, summa cum laude. Carrie Louise Woolley, cum laude. Allison Claire Wright, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Mabe Ann Wright. Catherine Elizabeth Yeworth, magna cum laude. Eve Marie Yenzer. Eric James Yetter, magna cum laude. Stephanie Brooke Udell. Kelly Ann Young, cum laude. Chi Zong. Teddy G. Zuckerman, cum laude. Bachelor of Science, December 2007. Sean Jason Adwar, magna cum laude. Richard Turner Baxter, magna cum laude. Alexandra Marie DeLeo, summa cum laude. Vanessa Irene Edgerton Shelton. James Curtis Gatewood, Jr. Amanda Whitney Gabrin, cum laude. Carden Lynn Griscom, magna cum laude. Rebecca Elizabeth Hyatt, magna cum laude. Deborah Shiri Kay, magna cum laude. Arthur Merritt Kirschoffer III. Dana Elise Kitsis, summa cum laude. Molly Ann McGrath, cum laude. Catherine Elaine McKillen, summa cum laude. Mallory Ann O'Connor, summa cum laude. Carla Guadalupe Perez. Michael Houston Presley. Miranda Delon Rector, magna cum laude. Samantha Danielle Robbins, cum laude. Bachelor of Science, August 2007. Rachel Louise Brockman. Amanda Christine Cross. Kimberly Denise Gilbert. Melissa Marie Gran, summa cum laude.
Well, congratulations. And as we close this ceremony, please rise and join Madeline Daly O'Donnell from Webster Groves, Missouri, and of our great Blair School of Music in singing Vanderbilt's alma mater, the lyrics of which can be found inside the front cover of your program. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, everyone here on this glorious day, I hope you will join me in a few moments for strawberries and champagne on Bishop's Common. In the meantime, I'm entrusted by our great university with the privilege of sending you forth to raise up this great world. May you always find your happiness. May you find it in being true to your heart and soul. May you find it by raising others up to their own heart. Ladies and gentlemen, this ceremony is concluded. May you fare well wherever you fare on your own remarkable journey.